Here we are, episode 2. What we're going to do, we're going to work on Unity, we're going to work on React app, and we're going to get our local host to serve our video game. We're going to do that using C# code. I have it on GitHub. I'm going to show you the link. It's PortraitstoneLabs on GitHub, and it's episode. So you can just copy paste. You have the FBX file, so you have some animations to work with. Follow along, and we're going to work to make a game, get it online. You got to do your part server, but I'm going to show you everything to get the build done with the React app, and you're going to have your first game. Time crystals. It's perfect. Let's do it. All right, so here we are, episode 2. So I wanted to get the files up to you guys, and I created a new repository in GitHub, PortraitstoneLabs, and I used the new GLI desktop that they have, which is pretty cool, actually. It prompted me to create a Visual Studio Code folder, basically. So I put everything in there. The FBX should be there, the stick, FBX, the tower. So that should all work. So you just go to GitHub, PortraitstoneLabs episode 2. I did put a hashtag, but it put it into a dash, and you should be able, just again 3 minutes ago I uploaded it. You should be able to either download it or copy paste here. Again, this is new for GitHub. GLI, say, oh, it's not very coder-like, but it's actually pretty cool, I think, except it made me use Visual Studio Code, which I use anyway. So again, go to PortraitstoneLabs in github.com, PortraitstoneLabs episode 2. You'll be able to get the files to work on this project, and let's get started. All right, here we are in Unity. We have a blank project for episode 2. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is create a couple folders. We'll do scripts, and we're going to do skins and prefabs. All right, prefabs. Okay. Let's go ahead and start with the scripts I have here. We can take a look. First one is going to be Crystal. So we'll go here, C#, Crystal. I'm going to go ahead and open it. And then I'm going to open this one. We're going to do the old copy paste, Control A, Control C. Control A, Control V. There you go, Crystal. Save. And then the next one is Game Manager. As you can see, it wants the Game Manager instantly to even start making sense internally. Game Manager. And you can see it changes to a different icon, even though it is a C# script. Let's see here. Okay. Control A, Control V. Game Manager is the key here for everything, basically. I mean, not everything, but most of the interactivity. All right. And then the next one will be sinusoidal, specifically the movement for the crystal. Okay. It's, this one's a little bit of an extra thing, but it's what helps to make games what games are, right? You got to add, even though this is like a super demo, still going to add something to make the game you know, what we expect games to be like. All right, stick, Control A, Control C, stick. Okay. This one open too. Okay. And obviously we're shortcutting by doing this copy paste by a lot. And you know, the benefit of doing this repeatedly is testing your build, because things will break. Stick. What is this one? Stone? Is that what it was? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Talking and writing. Control A, Control V, stone right there. Okay. Okay, so we have all the scripts in. So let's start working more directly here in this file. So we're going to look at the camera. What we're going to do is put it at -50. We're going to, instead of perspective, we're going to go to orthographic. It kind of changes, obviously, the proportions, and we're going to make the size 20. That should work for that. I'm going to go ahead and make the first object, keep it simple. It will be a cube. It will have a box collider, and it will have a rigid body. Right here, we're going to do rigid body. We're going to get rid of gravity, and that should be good. Okay. Now the only thing here is we're going to make it big. So I'm going to do scale 80, and that's big. And then we're going to move it out of sight, basically, which is, I mean, you can keep it inside, but here, 22. Okay, so that should have, as you can see, it already came with the box collider. I did not make it a prefab, and I did not make it a game object first, which otherwise we would do. But it's there, so we have a heads up on that. Next thing I'm going to do is, now I'm going to create another 3D object, a quad, which is a strange 3D object. It's really a background. Actually, I'm just going to leave it named quad, but it's going to be the background. And as you can see, it's right there. As a background, I'm going to add the material, which I haven't created yet. So the material in the skins, which I haven't put in yet. Here, I'm just going to drag. We have the skins. Where are the skins? I didn't even do that. Okay, so what I'm doing every day is taking and testing the repeatability of everything that I'm working on here, right? So there it is. Those are the things we're going to be using. Okay, that's right. You have to literally drag them. This is important. Okay. There they are. All right. So I'm going to make a new material. Material, create. Where is it? Material. I'm literally going to drag, leave a new material. I mean, it's no big deal. The palette. Okay, right there. And you can go to albedo, and that's the material. And now we're going to go back to the quad. And I'm going to drag the material as a component, like so. Boom. Now you can see it. Okay. Now we're going to scale it. Same kind of scenario. We're going to do 80 by, how big? 30, 40, 45? Okay, perfect. That's big enough. Okay, so there it is. And then the position Z, no bueno, because that's really where our game is being played here. I'm going to right click shift, and you can see and then press F, and it'll go there, and you can see that is not, we don't want the background intersecting with our game object, which should be at 0. So if I click on the cube, yeah, it's at 0. We want the background not there. This will be a problem. Boom. And where can we put it? Positive. Well, you can see the shadow. Kind of cool. I kind of like that. Right, that's the fun part about making games, is all these little things. Oh, let's see, 2.53, does it stay at 3? Yeah, okay. It's a cool little spot. So that's a shadow on the background. Okay. That's because the light is right there, and it's, it goes in, it's the exact point, it's even, the rays are going down, it's still coming from above here. Okay, so now here's the kind of the more fundamental work, right? So crystal, so what is it? It's this little object here. If I open it, it goes to the FBX viewer. That's the crystal, a little animation for you to see it. It's already ready to go. It does use the material rule of 22 palette. Okay, so we're going to click, so I'll click on the object. What do we need? We could put the material there, but really don't need it. It's already baked in. Animation, what do we need? We need loop time. We're going to do that. And on the rig, we're going to create an avatar from this model. Apply. Okay. And you see it created the avatar. So let's do the other ones just to keep it. I have this tower here, but I'm not using it. I'm not going to delete it though. So stick, we'll do the same thing. We're going to create an avatar. Apply. Boom, creates this. And animation, we want loop time. Apply. It's just going to keep looping. So what did we do is the question, right? Basically, we created we prepared for an animator. It's going to already have the avatar in. So I'm going to go to scripts. No, I don't like that. We'll stay in skins here. And I'm going to create an animator controller. Create, where is it? Animator controller. We'll do the crystal. So I'll name it just to keep it controller. Boom. Then you see it pops up there. And what we got to do is drag. Well, we got to do two things. So I'm going to open over here. Oh yeah, that's not what we want to do. I'm going to go here and drag the armature. Boom, right there. Okay. Then I'm going to go, what happens? Skins. To the crystal controller, and it's right there. So we're good to go on that. I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting? On the model. Okay. Oh. Yes, that's half the job. We have to create a game object, but let's finish the animator controller. So the other one is for the stick controller, and this is simply to make the movements work. That's all this is. And so we have the stick controller. It's up there, and we're literally going to drag the armature there. Boom. Okay. So let's do that. And then there's one other, is the stone. I'm going to keep it simple. But the first thing really is the game manager. So let's just make that game manager. Boom. The game manager has its own script. A big one. Drag and drop over here. You got all these things. We got to create the stick and stone prefab, and we have to create the UI element. And that's really the big deal, is the UI element. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go create UI panel, and then it creates a canvas. So even though, as you saw, there was canvas above panel, it doesn't create a panel, which I don't know why. But these are the three things that it comes with when you select panel, because panel is really the active thing we're gonna be working with. Okay, so the first panel that we're gonna do is the menu panel. So we can go ahead and name it menu panel, and under the menu panel we're gonna have the play button. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward concept. So UI button. And we're going to go ahead and name it play button. And then it created below. And then we're going to call it play. Okay. So leaving the canvas alone, but on the menu panel, we're going to go ahead and turn off the image, background image. Okay. Now, under the menu panel, we're going to do two more. We're going to do the high score text and title. So under the menu, I'm going to right click, create another UI text, high score text. Okay, you see where it's over there, and I'm going to put in high score, and then okay. Then we can go ahead and we'll move it down into the left here. And then you see it didn't go anywhere, but it put the position. So if I put 0, you see it's a little bit there. We don't like that. 25? No. 50? No. 75? High score. Close. 80? Okay. And then position-wise, 0. Okay. So that's the lower left corner. Which actually, my apologies, this is the menu. I don't want it there. I want it in the middle. 0, position, negative 100. And then we're going to go here to center it. Okay, high score is low. That's okay, because the other item is going to be title text. So UI, text, title, text. And the title is Time Crystals. Okay, and then on this one, we are going to put it up here. We're going to make the position, should be 0, but that doesn't work. Negative 50? Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and center it, and we'll make the font a little bit bigger, and you see it disappeared because the height and width. There we go. Okay, time crystals. Cool. Okay. So those are the elements there. Let's go ahead and put them in where they belong. So high score, menu panel. So let's go ahead and put the menu panel where it needs to go. And the high score text. Okay, those are the two there. And then I'm going to go ahead and click up here to visually turn it off, the menu panel, because we did that one. Okay, that's once we get so you press play and you should start with the game. That would be the start panel. So the start panel, and you can rename it whatever you want, but I have it named as start panel. And we're going to put in 3 texts. We're going to put in the first one, and here again we can turn off the image, background image. We're going to do 3 texts. The first one will be the score, and these are going to be updated fields, so that's why we're doing this work, because this is where the information will go. Okay, this one, score, I'm going to put down here. That's where I want to put it. And remember, 50 made, no, 80 was close. And then 0, boom, okay. Score, what's the other one? What else do we need on there? We need the score, we need the stones. Okay. UI text, stones, text. How many stones we have left? And we can change that. That's why we're, putting it stones, stones. Okay. And we'll put that down in the middle. Position X0, position Y0, and we'll center it. Okay. And then the last one is level. The level we're on. We're only going to do 2 levels, but you can do as many as you like. So very important to know which one you're on, and level, whoop. Okay, and then we're going to put that one over here. Position, yeah, okay, that works. It's not going to go that long, even though the text does. So that should be the start panel. Start panel is going to go into the game manager right here. Boom. And then we're going to turn it off there. And as you saw in the game manager, we're going to do two more: level done panel and game over panel. So in the canvas here, we're going to do UI panel, level done panel, and I'm going to put the text, level done text. I'll just say leveled up. But we do want to get rid of the image. And actually the text, gotta center it. I mean, there we go. Level done, game manager, right there. And then we're going to disable it. Boom. And then the last one, start panel. Last one is panel, game over panel. Oops, what did I do? That's the wrong spot. What am I doing? Oh, on the canvas. Panel, game over panel, and then we're going to do the text. Game over text, and of course game over, and we're going to center it. Gotta make it bigger, right? It's game over. And then we'll go to the game manager, game over panel, go ahead and disable it. Okay, so those are the elements. What else do we need to do? On here, we need to activate the play button. So down here, we're going to add a click event. We're going to drag the game manager. I'm not going to do it. Hold on. I'm going to wait till we do the levels so it doesn't get confused. I think that might be a thing. That's why I'm doing this for myself as well, is how to build it. Last time I built this, I put it in at this time and the play button didn't work. So I don't know, you know, and I redid it, but I don't know if that bugs it out or what. So we're going to find out. Okay, so I'm not going to do that yet, but we are going to put the game manager in. I'm going to do it after all of these things are in. Then I'm going to do it. So what's another thing we need to do right off the get-go is the levels. So I'm going to create an empty level 0. Okay, that's going to be one of our prefabs, and another empty level 1. Okay, so we'll make those our first prefabs. So you see that's an empty game object. There's nothing there. So I'm literally going to drag it level 0 here and created this prefab, and it made it blue over here. I'm going to do level 1 here. So there they are. I'm going to go ahead and delete these because these are now duplicates. In the game manager, I'm going to add levels right there. Add 1. I'm going to put in 0. I'm going to add another one. I'm going to put in 1. Okay. So we got those two. Oh, the scores text. So we're going to do that. Where is that? High score. Oh, title text. High score. What did I mess up? I messed something up, didn't I? High score. Title. Stones. There they are. Okay. Score. Stones. Level. Okay. So what's missing are the stone prefab and the stick prefab. Okay. So let's do that. The stone is going to be easy, or we'll make it easy. It doesn't have to be. You can make it not easy, but we'll do that. A sphere. I'm going to call it stone. You can see it in the middle right there. I kind of like shadow. So it's got a sphere collider on it. We are going to add a rigid body as well. Not 2D, even though it kind of looks 2D, but that's our aesthetic. We're removing gravity. We're going to constrain it to the Z position. Not allow the Z position because it is going to make contact with the cube above, which I just clicked on, also going to constrain it so it doesn't move around. And I'm actually going to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Okay. Now we're going to make this a prefab. So we have the stone there. I'm going to go ahead and put it as a prefab, and then I'm going to delete it. Boom. But it's here. So what else am I going to do? We're going to add a script, which is the stone. And then simple as that. Right? Right. I don't want to press the play button yet because I don't have it, on click event selected like I showed you yet. But we will, really quick. Next, we're going to, what else do we need? We need the stone. I have that. Let's go ahead and put that in. Right? That one's ready to go. That one is a prefab stone. It should be ready to go. And that'll be the stick. So we need to create a stick. Empty stick, and it's actually going to use, we're going to move this entire bad boy in there. That's how we make this kind of prefab. This is the real animated prefab. So I'm going to drag and drop it into this empty game object. Here you can see the controller, one stack controller. So we're going to put the stick controller over there. Boom. Okay. So we're close. Now I'm going to go to the prefabs here. I'm going to drag it there. Boom. Doesn't like the stick controller worker 0. It should work anyway because the duplicate. Delete. Okay. There it is. Open the prefab. And we don't have anything. Okay, we go here. The stick controller. Stick. Okay, what do we got to do? Bunch of stuff, right? We're going to add rigid body. Discrete. There. We're going to add a box collider. Box collider. I'm going to go here to the scene. You can see it's not above it. So we're going to move it one up. Boom. I'm going to scale it a little bit. It's just ridiculously large for this object. Right? Right click and shift so it can move, and then press F. Okay, click on it again. Oh, this thing's annoying. Okay, click on this. Move that up there. Click on this, move that down. And okay, so that's, this is something you want to play with, make it really much better than this, but we're good for here for now. I am going to freeze rotation. I don't want it going all over the place. And we're going to add the script of the stick. Boom. What else do we need? Rigid body, box collider, stick. In here, it has the Animator Controller. That should be good. It should be good. Okay. So game manager, stick prefab. And we're going to put it in there. Boom. Okay, so those are all good. So what do we got to do? Oh, one more. We have to do what do we have to do? We have the stone, we have the stick, and the crystals. Yes, the crystals are what's going to go into the levels. So we have to make a prefab out of that. That's the last thing. Skins, crystal. I'm going to go here, right click, create empty, crystal. Okay. And then we're going to drag and drop. Boom. Okay, so it created the Animator Controller. We already did that. Boom, we're going to put it there. You can see it's in this one, this part. And then this part is different. Add component, we're going to do box collider. That's fine. You can see it's right there. Of course, it's not in the right spot. 1, and it's too big, but we'll leave that for now. It's too big and too small at the same time. We're going to add a rigid body. We're going to get rid of gravity. We're going to lock the Z position. The Z is, as you can see up here, the Z is not the normal Z. They have it on the different axis. I'm sure it has to do with quaternions. Why? I hope that's why, but that's fine, just to know. And then we're going to make the prefab out of it. And boom, there it is. Okay. So last thing is to do is for the level, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, no, not the last thing. Crystal here, I didn't put the script. We have two scripts. We have the sinusoidal, and we have the crystal. Okay. Now, what am I doing? Focus. I'm going to open the prefab for the level 0, and I'm going to drag the crystal into it. There it is. I'm going to zoom out. You can't see it anywhere because the level isn't instantiated yet. And so this is a little tricky. So if you really want to work, I'm doing this, again, I'm back engineering everything here to show you the repeatability of how to really do a repeatability, not build from scratch kind of process for design. But it's to have everything be in and see how do you do it over again and get the same results with what you created the first time. That's what I'm doing here. So now we should be able to go to the game, go to the canvas, go to the play button, and we're going to drag the game manager into the on-click event. Go down here, game manager, start clicked. That's what we want. Okay. This should work, I hope. Press the play button up here. It's thinking play. Oh, it worked. Game over. You know why I ran through all that business? Because everything's on top of each other. But it worked. I'll do it again. High score. I even scored. As you can see the tiny little thing there? We're still in play. It's actually animating. I think you can see it. The shadow. See the shadow? It's moving. That's the stick. It's way too small. When you press play, it's okay. So it's working. So at this point, we can move forward. No, you're going to be like this. I can't tell what's going on. What do we need to do? The stick is too small. So I'm going to simply scale it. Make it 100. Oh, 10. 10. 10. Okay. Now I'm going to press play. There's the stick. See? Why is it game over? Because I'm instantiating the ball, the stone, right on top of the crystal. See, it hit something, and now it's gone, and it's all over the place. But you want to see the crystal. Okay. I'm going to make the crystal bigger. Scale. 10's too big for this. 5. 5. Okay, let's see what happens. The crystal. Play. There's the crystal. It didn't, and then I hit it. You see that? I'll do it again. It hit the ball away. What? The ball's supposed to take the crystal away. I must be missing a... but I like the background. I like the shadow on the background. That's kind of cool, right? Okay. Honestly, I'm not going to futz with this. You see how it's... And you see, this is the whole purpose of the time crystal. I have it where it's repeatedly adding more and more of the sticks. This is the fun part. This is the play part. Okay. The game is working, all right? I'm not going to belabor this because this is where you can go ahead and start scaling and playing. All right, I'll scale the crystal. Didn't I just scale the crystal? I got to move the ball, the stone. Let's do that. We're going to move the position of the stone in X. We'll do 20. Okay. That should make it a little easier. Let's see what happens. Press play. There. The ball hits the thing. Whoa! What happened? You see that? That's because I didn't lock the rotation of the cube. So again, everything is working, but it has to be adjusted. This is the fun. There's the crystal doing the sinusoidal motion. It doesn't interact with the, and I have it where it disappears at the end. Level or 20, I think it was. position. Anyway, I'm not going to go through and rebuild this. This is the purpose. This is the fun part. And it's all working. So maybe it did have something to do, like I suspected, the game manager to add the instantiate the play button, the on-click event at the end once everything is put in. Maybe it's the bug. I wouldn't call that a feature of Unity. So the next thing we're going to do, a couple things. We're going to now get ready to output it. So build settings, WebGL. This is we're going to switch platforms. Boom. That's going to process. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to press on my keyboard, Windows, and then R. And you see how it runs, and I'll open the command prompt CMD. I already have it there. This is what we're going to do, is we're going to create a React project. So that way we can actually go online. I'm going to have it, I'm going to put it under this, where am I going to put it? Oh, it's going to create its own, sorry. So I'm going to CD. You can see King K folder is my name up there. They shortcut it basically. 00-September. I could definitely have shortened the enter and see it goes into that folder. And I'm going to CD again. Work-09-06-2021. Boom. Okay. Create React app, and then we have to put the name of the folder. It wants to build its own folder. I'll just call it website. Boom. Now it's going to start building, and you see how it created the website folder right there, and now it's going to start downloading. Let's see where we are here. Okay, WebGL, player settings. Everything takes a minute to work. Compiling. So hold on, it's busy. All I'm doing is switching. So instead of the default, we're going to go to the minimal, looks better. Run in background. We're going to do publishing settings right here. We want to disable the compression format, otherwise this won't show. And then open scenes, 0. Make sure that's selected or else nothing will happen. And then we're going to go to build and run. We're going to go to, it needs an empty folder, which I have. I put WebGL. And this is going to be important because you're going to have to rename files based off of whatever you put here. So select folder, boom. Now it's going to build the game. Well, let's go back to our terminal. Where are we at? Still going. Okay. So we're going to go online. We're going to go to, we're going to create, create. What am I looking up? WebGL, React, Unity. Yeah, okay. Right here, NPM, Node Package Manager, JS, JavaScript, React, Unity, WebGL. So we're going to use a React library. That's why we're doing this very straightforward. So I'm just going to, right at the beginning, installation process, we're going to go here, copy. Not the $, just to the npm. Control-C, copy. We're going to go back to the terminal. We have to, you can see, happy hacking. We have to change into the new, change directory into the new folder they created. It doesn't put you in there automatically, even though it created it. Now we're in there. Now I'm going to paste what I copied off the website, and it's going to start downloading it. Now, that's just to help install. What we're actually going to copy, we're going to go halfway down the page. A lot of stuff here, all pretty much the same, but different stuff. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to go ahead and copy almost everything, obviously, to this point. Control-C. And then we're going to open Visual Studio Code. I just suppressed it. Oh, there's Visual Studio, which is the default best IDE for Unity, and then Visual Studio Code really is the best, I think, IDE for React and building websites. So I'm going to open the new folder for today, which we said was website, and then yes, okay, so here we are. it's got everything in there. Package.json, so you know it installed all of these packages, and the one that we added is this one, React Unity WebGL. That's the line that we added in the library. And then of course the node modules, that's all of that very heavy folder full of stuff. Source folder, that's where we're going to work right now. App.js, we're going to copy paste away everything except for the last line, export default app v. Okay, here, like I said, we were going to change the name of files, and we said it was going to be WebGL. Okay, right here is where we're going to start changing that. WebGL. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to copy paste, Control C. Did I capitalize it? No. Okay. WebGL. WebGL. And then it's going to, then here we're going to make ./WebGL/ and we're going to make, because now it's this folder that it's creating. Copy, paste, paste, paste. Okay. Save. Where are we at? Did it install everything? Yes. I'm going to do npm start. So now it's going to create or start up our server, development server, localhost 3000. And this should have our default. It actually won't show the default React page because I've already edited it. And this is the default. This is basically what we added. This is the screen of the script info that we added over. Oh, we don't need C Visual Studio Code anymore. We're doing Visual Studio. That's this right here, right? The height was 100% of the viewport, 950, the gray background, and then the folders. So we're waiting for Unity to finish building. It's still 4 minutes, 34 seconds. Yeah, it takes that long, excuse me. And once it's done, what we're going to do, it's going to go into here. Now we're going to drag it into the public folder, okay? So right now we are simply waiting for it to compile. In the meantime, what do we have to do? So we have that, we have that. The only other thing we can do, if you remember in Unity, one of the things we were looking at was, I can't go to it. Oh, that's bizarre. What's going on here? It's taking over. Makes it hard to work. Okay. I basically can't do anything until it's done running. So 5 minutes, 31 seconds. Sounds about right. Once it's done, it's going to automatically start its own development server and start playing. So questions, I'm sure, all these different programs that we're using. Right here, you can. I got rid of the index.css, but again, you will be using that to change the kind of position. You can do that to change the position of the screen and all. And this is minimal changes that I've done. README file we're gonna want to look at here. It kind of it shows some basic stuff, default stuff. Very important in how all of these work is it's always going to look for a index HTML. Every web thing looks for this file. From here, it runs to the next, okay? But we're going to add another index.html. So we don't want to get these confused. They're both going to be in the public folder. That's why we're going to have this new folder, and that's why we had it going here to this the build folder, and then all of these will be like I showed you. I renamed them because we have to isolate the index folder from everything else. So 7 minutes still building. what I'm going to do is take a break, and then once it's done, I'm going to come back to it. So hopefully this will be done. See you soon. How about that? Guess what? I never took the break. I literally did not cut. So here it is. Here, press play. You can see the game that we were playing. All the silliness. I'll just press the escape button. You can see it's on localhost 65.140. We have our app on localhost 3000. I'm just going to close both. I'll leave this one open, and we don't need that either. Okay, so like I said, it's right there, HTML index. What we're going to do is I'm going to open a new one here. Back into this website, public. See how it's indexed? There's that, right? This is where we need to be very careful. So I'm going to drag and drop, boom. I literally took it away. But that's how we're going to do it. Now, if I press, there it is. There's a delay. 100%, that's why this it's scaling like that. It's buggy. That is a bug. But it's there. We're in the local host, literally, because I lined up everything. This is it. So watch this. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this silliness. Instead of 100%, we're going to do what it was actually at was 950. What was it? 800? No, 600? Well, it doesn't matter. We'll just do it. 600. Oh, 600. Save. Yeah, and you see, this is 960 by 600, and it doesn't do that crazy scaling thing because it was at 100%. You know why the stones disappearing? Because the size of both of the box colliders are just way too big, and they're colliding too soon. But anyway, that's the part to play. Okay, the only other thing that you'd want to do here to get this to your website, to your online, right? Localhost, you're close, but you don't have the build yet. So I'm going to Control C, yes, Y for yes, and then I'm going to create the build. So npm run build, boom. Now it's going to create a build folder. It's going to pop up here. That's the one that you're literally going to drag and drop. Here, where'd it go? I saw it move. Here, build. In here, it's creating its own, it's using some of the same stuff. It's not going to mess with the WebGL that we created, but it's creating its own stuff. And that's what you're going to drag into, AWS or whatever your AWS is, I recommend, even though they're hardest to use, but you have the most control at the same time. So that's pretty much it. That's how to make pretty much from start to scratch, almost online, but you got it from A to Z, and then you can, have people play your game online, and can go from there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you all very soon. Goodbye.